second graders. We are going to get started on a new project today. It's going to be a bit of a guided drawing, somewhat. So I will draw some and then you will draw, then I'll draw some and you will draw. But some of it will go further ahead and then you'll just catch up and draw at your own pace. So we're going to be making a raccoon, and it's not your typical raccoon. It's actually a raccoon that is wearing a scarf. And we may add some other details to it depending on how much extra time we have. So I will get started with that drawing demonstration in just a second. All right, so as I said, we are going to be making a raccoon. I want you to draw with pencil. I am going to be drawing with a Sharpie. And when you are done drawing this and I have okayed it, you can go ahead and outline using a skinny Sharpie, okay? But to begin with, we're going to start about halfway up your paper, and we're going to be starting with the nose. So what I'm gonna do is make like a, they're called parentheses, like that, okay? That is going to be our nose. And what I want you to do then is just kind of connect over like this and connect over like this. So it's kind of like a rounded square. And you're going to make a circle here and a circle here. And you can make a line that kind of goes like this. Okay. Now if you want, you can take your pencil and just color that in a little bit. You don't have to, but that's the nose of the raccoon is really dark. So what I'm gonna do next is come right below the nose, and I'm just going to make like a, it's almost like a cat mouth where it comes down a little bit and then it goes this way, just a little bit wider than the nose, and a little bit wider than the nose on this side. And I'm going to make it go like this. And that is the mouth. It's not the tongue. I know sometimes people think that's the tongue, but it's not, okay? Now, what we have to do next is start making like the snout area. So I'm gonna come above the nose and then diagonal from the nose. And I'm going to make a line that goes like this. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. And I want you to notice how far down it goes in comparison to the nose. So it's about halfway down the nose. It's just that it's out here, okay? Now we're going to round it and round it like that. And then we're going to bring it down under the mouth like that, okay? And I probably should have brought it up a little bit higher, but this will work. Now, I am going to go from the top left side of my nose up to there and up to there, okay? This part of the raccoon snout is white, okay? And I'm gonna color this in black just because it's bothering me right now. And then the raccoon has like a raccoon always has like a mask. So this will be black. The eyes will go in here, but this space will also be black, okay? So what I'm gonna do is skip up a ways and go like this and like this, okay? And then down here, I'm going to go up, curve this way, and go down. All right? Same thing on this side. Up, curve this way, and down. Notice that I'm kind of following this line here, okay? And then we're going to bring this over like this. Okay, so this is the bottom of its head. In here, I need to make the raccoon's eyes, which you can make kind of like a circle, kind of like a jelly bean, I guess, and try to make them about the same size. And then inside the eye, that's going to be a highlight, okay? And your eye would be colored in black. I'm not going to have you color it in black right now though, okay? So we're back up here. What I need to do is get the rest of the head drawn, okay? So I'm gonna go back down here. I'm going to go up like this and kind of flat up here. And I'm gonna do the same thing over on this side. Okay. Up here, it's a rounded triangle. And inside of that, I'm gonna make another rounded triangle. And then I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna go straight across from here. And I'm gonna do another rounded triangle. And another rounded triangle, okay? Starting to look more like a raccoon now. What I need to do is just bring this line up so it gets skinnier and skinnier like that. And I'm not even going to attach it, okay? What happens is up in here, this part will be white and this will be darker, but we'll get to that later when we start adding more detail, okay? The last thing that I want you to add, actually I'm not going to have you add whiskers yet, okay? But I do want you to add the little dots where the whiskers would go. And I want you to notice that they're actually all lined up with each other, okay? So it now looks like that. All right, now what I need to do is go down like this and go down like this. And this is going to be the body of my raccoon. However, this is not a normal raccoon. What I am going to do is split this into probably 5 spaces or so. And I'm going to put different designs in each space because my raccoon is wearing a sweater. So maybe in this section I want triangles. And notice how I'm making my triangles go all the way up to the top of the space and all the way down to the space, bottom of the space. You come up with your designs and you decide how you do it, okay? Now, the next step of the project is something called a line drawing. And what you're going to do is Sharpie, and then we are going to use our Sharpie to color in the face, but we're only using lines. And you guys, this is something new for you. So I really want you to make sure you're paying attention and trying to follow the directions. What I'm going to do, like inside my ears, is use little short lines. And I'm not pressing hard on my Sharpie. Little short lines that are going in the direction that this ear is going. So these are curving in. This is curving in from the other side. and in the middle they're kind of going straight up and down. The inside of a raccoon's ear is really dark, which means I have to put a lot of lines in there. It doesn't mean color it in solid black. It just means put a lot of lines in there. Okay? Now the outside we're going to leave white. On this side we do the same thing. Okay? This space we're going to leave white because this part should stay white on the raccoon, but this here is going to be dark again. And this is going to be darker than this. This area is dark also, but we want this darker, which means we have to put more lines closer together. And then in here, notice the direction that I'm making my lines. So this is all going to be dark also, but much lighter than what I did in that middle there, which means that I don't need to make quite so many lines, and they don't have to be quite as close together. Now on this side, I'd curve my lines the other way. Okay, and then down in here, we want it dark, just like this darkness. So this whole space here. I want you to leave the eyes for right now, and I want you to leave the nose for right now. And we'll do that part a little bit later. So notice the direction that I'm making these go. They're kind of following that curved shape of the line over here. So here you will see me coloring in my raccoon sweater. I want you to make sure that you are using some type of pattern and repeating over and over. Also make sure you're tracing around the edges, filling in all the white spaces, and trying to color in one direction. The last thing, please, please, please do not color right over lines with one color or color a whole entire row with one color. The lines are there so that you can add different colors.